This is the joy in Candiace's face when she's showing off how proud she is to be the quote-unquote victim in all this. This was my face pretty much throughout the episode. This was my face anytime Candiace's mom interjected, and these two would have zero storyline without this fight. Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today I'm covering Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 5, Episode 12, Fully Charged. Oh, such a good episode. So much of it pissed me off, but it was still great. And this is like the best franchise of all. It's so interesting and just so much going on. It just blows the other ones away. And I just can't believe more people aren't watching it. So let's get into it. Hey guys, I just want to take a second and say if you're enjoying this show, please check out my Patreon. Go to patreon.com, search Real Housewives Recaps, or check the comments below and I'll put a link. And for $1 a week, you can support my show and get 4 bonus episodes per month. I'm covering Scary Island, like the greatest season of Real Housewives of New York. So check it out. Thanks so much. So we start off with Wendy and Eddie, and I have to say my feelings for Eddie grew even stronger this episode. I think he's just so dorky cute, and when I see him with this kid, oh, so cute. Okay. So they're planning their sip and see for baby Cameron. There's a Nigerian tradition of a head tie ceremony that they want to have. They're planning it for about 40 to 50 people. So the issue that comes up is her mom and Eddie's mom are both pillars in the Nigerian community. But Eddie's mom, she says, is intimidated by Wendy's mom. And she didn't want Eddie to marry Wendy, so they haven't spoken. This was 8 years ago that they got married. They don't know the children at all. Then we go over to this insane bullshit with Michael and Ashley. So they're at counseling, and she's telling the counselor about the indiscretion that Michael had. She's trying to explain their lifestyle, and they had the rules, and he broke the rules. And Michael is so awkward. He's like, sorry, babe. Michael says the baby has created restrictions. The baby has. And they asked, do you understand why it happened, Michael? He says he's trying to blame his dad. And it's so crazy. He blames everybody but himself. His dad, his baby. I'm sure he had a shitty upbringing, especially if there's drinking involved. I'm sure it's tough, being first and then being moved to second because there's a baby, but fuck off, Michael. We see back-to-back cringe moments of Gizelle on the phone with Pastor Jamal Bryant, and then Robyn doing this dance in the stands at Juan's game. Juan is still so cute. He's smiling at her, but yikes. Then we go over to Karen's house, and Ray is putting out these crazy Halloween decorations for whatever reason. But then we see them go for a walk, and they talk about her trip to Surrey. Karen says she needs Ray to meet her halfway, and wants to know if the businesswoman she's becoming is intimidating for him. And then Ray, again, just like Michael, is being such a baby about this, saying, you're not giving me attention. And Karen says, saying, I believe I'm in love with you is not going to make me want to give you the attention you deserve. Good for you, Karen. Well said. Then we go over to this one, who is just thriving and lavishing all this attention and loves that the focus is on her and that poor thing. And I say it every week. No, Monique should not have put hands on her. But my God, if anybody has ever been quote-unquote asking for it, I'd say it's Candiace. Hypocrisy of her mom to be egging this shit on and getting her to go file these charges is just, it makes me sick. Isn't she the one that hit you with her purse? Okay. And also, do we forget that Candiace was swinging a knife at Ashley? Ashley could have pressed charges. Interesting. So then we go over to Robyn. Speaking of frustrating, Robyn is designing these hats. And can we just take a second and look at these hats? Wow. I tried to look up the reviews of these things because, I love my deep dives. Couldn't find anything. Very interesting. Have any of you guys gotten one? Did you even know this was a thing? Because I didn't. But when I was looking up, I did find this. Robyn's on Cameo. Do you know how much she charges? $95. $95. Wow. Okay. So she is making these hats. She said that she was looking for a fun hat. She couldn't find one, found a gap in the market. Here we are. She also talks about her little IRS problem, $90,000. And yeah, I'm just saying, she's talking about making 10 grand off this. Don't know that I'd be saying number figures like that, because isn't the IRS already watching you? Then we see Candiace meeting her friend at the Italian kitchen. This is Clifton. They've been friends since college. She calls him when she needs positive vibes. I'm guessing he can't say the same for her. They go back to the fight because that's all she can talk about. Poor brave thing. Okay, I'm gonna gag. She says she wants this to be prosecuted to the fullest extent. Again, I ask, how much can you be prosecuted for pulling a knife on somebody? Because Ashley should prosecute your ass for that. Then we see one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. She leaves herself Post-it notes that say, "You're okay. You're okay." She should probably leave herself Post-it notes that say, "You're the victim." So that way she can remember and smile. Then it's back to Wendy and Eddie. It's 3 days till the sip and see. They're looking for somewhere to host it. They don't want to do it at their house, so they found this museum. They are talking about who to invite, and he says he's reconsidering inviting his parents. They haven't had any relationship with them or the kids, but he thinks because his son asked about it that he should reach out. So we see this text message sent, and it's really heartbreaking. Then we've got Ashley with Uncle Lump, and she's explained that because her father wasn't in the picture, he was kind of the father figure for her. Ashley's mom, Sheila, comes over, and she has an eye patch for no reason, except for that she's talking about it oozing. So Uncle Lump is, I mean, he seems like a nice guy. He's trying to give her advice, and he's saying, you know, Michael just needs to put himself second. He needs to have more willpower and have interest in his family and less interest in his penis. Uncle Lump wants to see Michael, feels like he's been hiding, and he says he's got to come around and take some shit. So we see Wendy and her family getting ready for the sip and see. Turns out that the mom never responded to his text, and that's so depressing. Robyn is the first to arrive, and isn't this the dress that Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane wore? It looks very similar. But she's the first to arrive, and she's shocked. We see Wendy, her husband, they're in the car on the way over. Wendy starts getting these messages that Monique has been charged with second-degree assault, issued a summons to appear in court. So Robyn arrives what she thought was on time. The party was supposed to start an hour ago. Then we see everybody else arrive. Then the Monique and Candiace stuff comes up, and Gizelle says her phone's been blowing up, that she Googled what second-degree assault is. This is when Karen gets up to get water. She just can't with this. Then we see Wendy arrive, and we've met her mom, but we see her mom again, and she is over the top in her blinged out outfit and her Gucci hat. Teaching everybody about Nigerian community and traditions. You're only as successful as your children are. Then we see Candiace arrive with Chris and her mom. Yeah. Everybody's in pink, and then Wendy and her family do an outfit change. They go ahead and get into yellow. It's the head tie ceremony, and they explain that they want women who embody characteristics she wants for her daughter. So she calls out her mom and her sister, and they all dance. They dance with the baby. They spray the baby with dollars to celebrate her. This baby is so cute. Look at that. Then we're back to Candiace, and because I don't like Candiace, I included this picture. Haha. Robyn asks if the goal is for Monique to go to jail. Candiace says the goal is for the court system to do what it needs to do. Gizelle said she looked it up, what could happen, and she could go to jail for 5 to 12 years. And Candiace says, yeah. And Gizelle saying, well, that's a lot. And Robyn says, I'd hate for her to go to jail. And Gizelle says, yeah, we don't want her to go to jail. Mom says, I think there should be consequences. You all were there. You know what happens. Okay. Consequences. Again, where are Candiace's consequences for all the shit she's caused? For the knife pulling, for the the aggression, the hostility, where's that? Gizelle is eating this shit up because it's her storyline. Karen's not impressed. So Karen and Ashley, can I just say Ashley's like the voice of reason this season? I swear to God. So Candiace is sulking and being a baby. Her mom's enabling her. She should know better as a therapist. Ashley points out it started with yelling from both sides and escalated from there. And Candiace says, we were speaking in elevated tones. Bitch, no, you were both yelling at each other. Ashley says you were in her face. And Candiace says, were you there? And Robyn and Gizelle both jump on and say, well, you weren't there. So Candiace says, is she paying you to be her mouthpiece? Ashley says, no, you've been very aggressive toward me, though. And Candiace says she's being paid. What? Ashley says, I'm already married to a millionaire. What do I need to be paid for? And Candiace says, not for long. Gizelle says, oh my God. Ashley says, I will be married as long as I choose to be married. Chris gets in Candiace's face and says, shut up. Just stop talking. Just stop. Let that go. And to Chris, I say, good luck. You're going to need it. What does she mean by Monique is paying her? That doesn't even make sense to me. Does that make sense to you guys? What does she mean by that? Is she just talking out of her ass like normal? So this is where Ashley's the voice of reason. She's saying, basically, Candiace, you're a shit stirrer. No, it shouldn't have gotten physical, but you're a shit stirrer, and you're pretending like you're not. And I think even Chris sees that, and that's why he's telling her to just chill out. Oh, goodness. Gizelle needs to pipe in because, again, still needs a storyline. Ashley is still trying to figure this out and stand up for Monique because she's not there. And Candiace is still talking about her paying her, which makes no sense. Karen is saying, I can shed some light on this and, but I'm stuck in the middle. And Robyn's saying she's picking Monique over Candiace. Karen's like, well, no. And it sounds like she's about to pay Candiace a compliment. And did you see the cameraman caught this? Look at Candiace eating this shit up. She thinks Karen's going to be on her side. And she just gets more attention. And this is the face she makes. If you missed it, go back and watch it because it's worth it. Chris just looks like he is just pissed off about all of this. Meanwhile, the sip and see is continuing. And it's so sweet because he makes a nice speech. Eddie makes a nice speech toward Wendy, and I just love him. They sit down and talk after it's all over. Eddie said he was hopeful for a reconciliation with his family, but doesn't want to be hurt anymore. His parents haven't met the kids, and Wendy says, well, look at all the love that was shown tonight. And that's how the episode ends. Then we see a flash toward next week. Looks like Juan might propose to Robyn, supposedly. Ash tells Monique that Karen said she'd press charges, so that's interesting. It looks like it's Gizelle versus Jamal and trying to figure out if they should be together or not. They shouldn't. And Karen and Candiace get into it. Karen's mad, saying she won't choose a side, so it should be interesting on anybody but Candiace's side. Well, guys, that is it for the episode. Such a good season. It's so much fun to watch these and talk about them. I can't believe I've gone for 15 minutes, but I love this show. I really do. It's so fun to talk about. It's so crazy. All the women are so much more interesting than any of the other franchises, I think. It's so good. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. Please leave me your comments below. I love reading them. Check out my other shows that I'm covering. I have everything from Emily in Paris to Gilmore Girls to everything. I'll be picking back up with Below Deck. I'll be doing Southern Charm. I haven't quite decided on OC yet. I just don't know if I can do that. But if you guys really want to see it, leave me a comment below. I might try to catch the first episode. I know I'm a little late, but I just don't know if I can do it with them. But watch my other shows. I really appreciate it. Tell your friends. It really helps me out. Leave me comments. I love them. I read them all. Find me on here. Find me on Twitter at Real Recaps. And I thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.